Okay, so this is part 3 about Piney Point in Florida. Now, over the years, they have been suggesting deep water injection wells for Piney Point. They finally did get the permit, and then they broke ground for it in 2021. I do not believe it is finished or functional, but I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. This is a deep water injection well. This is a very general overview, but the idea of it is the water is treated, goes all the way through, and then you inject it down into an underwater reservoir that can be up to 3,000 feet below the aquifer. Again, please keep in mind that the aquifers here provide 90% of the drinking water for people who live in Florida, and there are roughly about 22 million of us now. This is a tried and true thing in different states, but y'all got to understand that our crust is limestone. A lot geologically of what makes up Florida dissolves very easily because the vast majority of this panhandle over the course of time, over the age of the earth, spent most of its life underwater. We are basically a huge Brita filter. It is very understandable why people have major concerns about shooting hundreds of millions of gallons of toxic water to sit underneath our reservoir. Because while they treat it, it still has all of these elements in there just at acceptable levels, which have been adjusted over the years and not in the favor of the person who's ingesting them. People are very worried about a breach, about a failure, about it seeping up into the aquifers in our groundwater even. He is a Florida state senator for District 20. Senator Burgess has introduced this state mandate. There's the bill number so you can look it up. I want you to read the language of this because if anything does happen as a homeowner, as a citizen, this is going to severely limit, if not take away, any ability that you have to hold polluters responsible. I could do a whole nother 3-part series just in the wastewater systems of Florida, including here in Key West where I live. Y'all would die. Now here's my favorite part. I found this article in 2021 where they interviewed Scott Hopes. Now, Scott Hopes was, or might still be, the Bradenton County Administrator. And this is what he said, his statement to the press about the deep water injection well. Also horrified in Ohio that they were trying to ship that nasty shit over to another state. Look at this. He tried to send it to Louisiana. Pause to read without me in the way. You think? According to Scott and all of our politicians, this is the best option we've got. Because nothing will go wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong. Obviously, this has been a very huge general overview of some pretty complicated topics. I also want you to understand we are only talking about the Gulf Coast, so we haven't even begun to talk about the Atlantic side and Lake Okeechobee and Big Sugar. But we sure as shit can if we want to.